What is going on, guys? This is the Inside Blue Podcast, episode number 35 of this podcast. And today we're breaking down the New York Giants today, as of course the New York Giants took on the Detroit Lions yesterday in Detroit. And the Giants were unsuccessful to come out with a victory as the Giants lost to the Lions 21-16. A nail-biter game. The Giants... it's just preseason. I'm not really worried. If they go 0-3, I don't, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just, excited to see the young guns play. Jalen Hyatt, he didn't have an amazing game. Only one reception for, negative 4 yards. Definitely not what you want to see, but it's just preseason. He's going to get his reps in. He's looked good in training camp, of course. Giants, this was really just a depth versus depth game. Daniel Jones didn't play, Saquon Barkley, Darius Slayton. Darren Waller didn't play, Andrew Thomas didn't play, for the Lions, Jared Goff didn't play, Hutchinson didn't play. I'm pretty sure Jameson Williams played, though, and he's a pretty big-time player. I don't think Amon St. Brown played. So, it's really just, who had the better depth that game, and, the Lions, beat the Giants in that scrap fight, because it was definitely not a fun game, honestly. It was kind of boring, very sloppy, Giants missing a few tackles, Lions, just not a great game for Brian Daboll and Dan Campbell's staff, but, a lot of players that I did like, Cole Beasley, I thought he had a pretty decent game, Jason Pinnock, Tommy DeVito, I thought was solid, at QB, John Michael Schmitz, good at center, really good day, for Schmitz, and, Graham Gano, I thought, he was fine. I'm not worried with Graham Gano. Graham Gano is, a very good kicker, and, he is accurate, of course, and he's just one of those kickers that you could just rely on, even with it's, a very far kick. I think he's one of the more reliable, kickers in this league, and the offensive line was just really poor. I think, JMS was good, at center, and, he is going to be the, starting center come week 1 against the Dallas Cowboys at MetLife. And, Beasley, he's a veteran guy. If you give him the ball, he'll get some yards. He did that with Buffalo. The short little passes, he could, get 5-8 yards from that, and that could really push the chains. And, Pinnock, I really liked what he did too. He had an interception, tackle for loss, and, two passes defended, including one on 4th down, and, he also had an interception in training camp. So, a good start for, Jason Pinnock. I don't know if he is going to play a lot this year, but, it's good to see, him play. And, Tommy DeVito overall, fine in my opinion. That one interception he had, you can't really put his name on that, saying like, oh, we made a really bad throw. It was just a Hail Mary, and, the Lions caught it and the Giants didn't. But, 15 for 24 with a touchdown and obviously an interception from Tommy DeVito. It's a fine, Tommy DeVito getting his reps in. I thought he looked pretty decent, But, his team did not also help him in front because, his offensive line was poor. It was very poor. Just not a good showing from the Giants, really. I know they put up 16 points, but it was a yucky 16 points in my opinion. And I mean, there's really not much to say. It's just a depth versus depth game. This is probably, just gonna be, pretty quick recap, honestly. I don't really have much to say about this game. When these games get, important, like really important, when it, comes week 1, week 2, and obviously the rest of the season, these videos are going to be a lot longer. And, my stock down, James Robinson, not good. His vision was not good, in my opinion. I thought there was some cuts that he could have made better, and he chose the wrong holes. And that's probably why, honestly, he was, available in free agency, because, the Jets didn't like him anymore. Pretty sure he was on the Patriots, too, and obviously the Jaguars. Just not great, from James Robinson. And Tyrod Taylor. Nothing really to say about Tyrod Taylor. He's just a backup in my opinion. Corey Cunningham was very bad, very bad. Just the offensive line was pretty much the biggest loser. When winners and losers, I think they were the biggest loser there. Just because they just were bad. And, Tommy DeVito, his pass protection that he was in front of him was not good at all. And with the Giants' offensive line this season, it's got to be good. It's got to be good because you're going to be versing San Fran. You're going to be versing Dallas twice a year. Versing, the Philadelphia Eagles twice a year. The Buffalo Bills this season, A lot of these good defenses, the 49ers, Seahawks, Rams even, you can't have Aaron Donald blow through your, offensive line. And that's just for, even the 49ers. 49ers and, the Eagles have two of the best defenses in the NFC. And you're roasting the Eagles twice a year. But regardless, offensive line has to be better. And, letting up a 95-yard punt return is definitely something. But, Brian Daboll said in an interview when he had that funny stare down with the special teams coordinator, no bad beef, both are competitors, and, it's kind of just the expected answer. I mean, it's one of those, bad, bad outcomes from a punt return. Usually, they're getting stopped early, but, they decided to throw it in for a touchdown. That happens in the NFL a bunch of the times in the season. It's rare, you don't normally see it, but when it happens, you look at all the other coaches and they're like, how the hell did this happen? But it happened to the Giants, and it's only preseason, and hopefully that doesn't happen again. Let me see. Matt Peart, also in my notes, not great. I don't really think Peart has really raised eyebrows, in my opinion, in training camp. Obviously, Andrew Thomas has been the big factor, him and JMS. And, of course, Evan Neal got injured, so hopefully, he's okay from, I believe it was a concussion he had. But, this has just been a preseason game, nothing in particular that, there's really much to worry about. Giant step, I think, should be fine this year. It's just, the offensive line has to stay healthy. And the defense, obviously, too. I thought the defense was fine. I mean, 21 points allowed, that's okay. Just the offense, only 16. But, take on the Panthers next at home. And then they got the New York Jets to wrap up preseason. And then they got Dallas week 1. And that'll be a good game. Dallas coming on in, losing against the 49ers. Giants losing in the playoffs as well. But, I think the Giants match up a lot better than they did last season against Dallas. Darren Waller is going to be a huge impact to this offense, and I don't think people understand how good Darren Waller is when he's healthy. He's a dude that can grab the ball, get up and grab it. He's done it all training camp. He's looked very good. He's just got to stay healthy, stay on the field. I'm expecting higher expectations than last year, of course. Nobody expected this team to make the playoffs. They made the playoffs. They won a round in the playoffs. Then they, of course, ran into a very talented Eagles team that, is still very good. Of course, the next game is August 18th. And, we're hoping for a very good game against the Panthers. I'm not sure who is starting. I don't know if it's Tommy DeVito. I don't know if they're going to get Daniel Jones in much. I think they'll probably get him in a little bit against the Jets, I would assume. Probably maybe a Tommy DeVito game or maybe more with Tyrod Taylor. But regardless, I'm happy to see Tommy DeVito go out there and, do his job with what he had to work with. Offensive line was bad. It's been mainly about the offensive line has not been good, and but nonetheless, it's gonna wrap up this quick recap from the first preseason game for the New York Giants. Of course, it's been the Inside the Blue podcast. We are closing in on 50 subscribers now, only one more away. and of course, 51 away from 100. Of course, thank you guys for watching. This has been the Inside the Podcast. This has been Vin talking about the New York Giants. Of course, let's go Giants, baby. Woo!